Welcome to another episode of Stacker News Live. My name's Car. I'm with Topher Scott. We have breaking news. Ladies and gentlemen, we have breaking news. Stackers, we've never done this before. This is breaking. Here, let me see if we can switch over to it. Here you go. Let me see.
Literally breaking.
It's literally breaking. Right now, literally, our setup is breaking. Oh, I'm on the other side. This is what happens when Car works too hard. He doesn't get time to do Stacker News Live. Hey, breaking news. BitEscrow beta API launch. What is going on? We have an officially launched beta version. This is from Tristan Beach. 19 comments. Docs. 7,674 sats. Yeah. Can I get a woo doggy? This is Topher Scott. He's a CTO BitEscrow. What is this?
Hi, everyone.
What is this?
Oh, man, this is a lot of work that's finally come to fruition.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Yeah. We have officially launched our open beta. I was actually going to start it as a closed beta, but it's actually open source. It's hard to have a closed beta when you have open source code. So just figured make it open.
I'm retweeting everything. Go for it. Tell us about BitEscrow and the launch today, Topher.
Yeah, so basically what signifies this launch is the fact that we have our API server is live. We have it live on 3 networks right now, Signet, Testnet, and MutinyNet. I'm really excited.
Dude, it worked on Replit yesterday. Topher literally walked me through a Replit. It was an instance, I guess, or what would you call that?
It was a little Replit instance.
It was so cool, dude.
Yeah, so
I feel like a real coder.
Oh yeah, no, you can. All sorts of like crazy stuff starts flying on your screen. All sorts of cool cryptography.
Dude, it's so slick, dude. Look at this.
Yeah, lots of documentation.
Lots of documentation?
Yeah, so all the endpoints are documented. The main demo is fully documented. We also have demos for each of the API endpoints, so you can demo the endpoints individually, or you can just run the full demo. Nice. That just shows you everything from start to finish. So you can do smart contracts on Bitcoin, non-custodially now.
How long did it take you to do this? Look at this documentation, man. Yeah. It's a lot of work, Topher.
Yeah, there's still more to do. I want to add some like code examples here.
Of course you do.
Like that.
You're a perfectionist. Of course you do.
You're never done.
You're never done.
There's always something you can improve.
What would you say is the best reason to get developers and builders out there to start leveraging this? Like what you had one thing, like it's like you're shipping, everybody's shipping right now. We're in a very shipping part of the industry right now, especially in this ecosystem. What is the one thing? What is the one thing that you can give out there to the builders saying, hey, use BitEscrow for blankety blank blank blank?
Well, I mean, you can do smart contracts on Bitcoin custodially. So you can do any kind of contract. You can do just like a simple retail contract if you're selling a product or a service and you want to have an intermediary, then you can have your own elected intermediary. Doesn't have to be BitEscrow, mediate that. You can also not even do any of the fancy stuff that we offer. You can use this for coin joins, actually.
Really?
Yeah, it's you can do just straight up coin joins. You can do vaults if you want to like lock up your coins in a contract that only you control. You can do all sorts of cool stuff. I haven't even thought of all the edge cases that you can do. But it's smart contracts, so you can kind of program it.
You have it all open source, right? Here on the BitEscrow GitHub. That's awesome.
Yeah, main protocol is open source. All the code is there. Everything's commented.
If you're just a Bitcoiner like me and you want to test it out, like literally Topher walked me through this running a Replit here, and I did this. I literally just did this, and I clicked this, and then it automatically spun up. This was so cool. And then I just forked and ran, right? That was it?
Yeah. Now, I wonder if this will run because I don't know if Replit will because I've made changes since we've done this.
Okay.
So I wonder
we won't
if
do it live,
updates it.
Hey, go out there, test it.
Well, a part of the breaking news is that we want you to come and break our stuff.
Okay.
So please.
That makes sense.
Please come break it.
What did the stackers say? Let's see what the stacker said. Congrats, been taking... Oh, it's from Tony Giorgio. Yeah. Top comment. He said, congrats, been taking a few people recently, or talking to a few people recently, would love to see a Nostr-based Tinder with zapping and escrow payment functionality built in. I think it could make a killing.
I think he was trolling me.
But
I'm not sure. Because I am perplexed.
He had that face that was like, I was like, yeah, you're fucking with us, Tony.
Maybe if it's a special kind of Tinder date.
Coop said, congrats. Congrats, squad. Blue Slime says we also got a live demo running Replit if you want to fork it.
Oh, that's me.
Oh, that's you. Okay,
Hi.
cool.
I'm
Is that your Blue Slime is yours? Oh, I didn't know that. Now I know. Doxed. Yeah, David W says so many use cases unlocked. Congrats, Tristan, Christopher. That's you, Topher, and whoever else has helped along the way. Many services now have a clear path, not just to peer-to-peer, but also non-custodial markets. Well said. David.
Yeah.
Dude, this is awesome, man. So proud of you. I know how hard you've been working, man.
Yeah,
I don't think people realize just like how hard this guy works. And it's not just like his own project. He helps everybody in the lab with their stuff, even my dumbass all the time. So,
yeah, I'm so excited for this.
So pumped for you, dude.
So in the next couple days, I'm thinking of doing like a live stream.
Heck yeah.
Where we'll just do like a code along. And I have this other project that I worked on in the past called Noster Emitter.
Yeah,
which like lets you do really cool things with Noster. So I'm thinking of maybe integrating that into this so that we can kind of like build a contract together live.
That's awesome.
And then execute it.
Dude, let me know if you need help. We got Logan here, myself, whatever you need. We got the cameras, we got the gear, we got the know-how. Make it happen.
Thanks, Car. Thanks for all that you do.
No, thank you. Hey, stackers, if you're a builder, go out there, check it out, and reach out to Topher Scott. What are you on Twitter?
BTC Tech Support.
BTC.
It's pretty easy to remember.
It's right there. There you go. Yep. That's him. Waiting for you. He's waiting for you, stackers. That was breaking news. Amazing. Woo, doggy.
Right on.
Congrats, Topher.
Right,
Keyan, do you want to do this?
I have to bring the real Keyan in.
Okay. Yeah. Keyan's actually the co-host for this crazy show called Snacker News Live, where we cover the top 5 stories of the week.
You ready to tag me out?
Yeah. Tag out.
All right, let's do this.
Thanks, Topher. Be careful out there wherever you're going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining. I'll do it for him. You tag me in.
All right. Good. Cool. Keyan, how was your week? What did you think of? What did you just think of our breaking news? That was the first time we ever done breaking news on Snacker News Live. I mean,
I know, because I hate breaking stuff. I hate the breaking prefix.
This was not planned. I had no idea. Like I had no idea they were going to be breaking news.
There's a few classic prefixes like that. It's like breaking, Justin, new. Those are the ones that they use. We have a story this week from Lisa. It's just shipped. At least it's original, like it's an original all caps prefix.
So
on the title.
should we go from as builders? Should we go from breaking to just shipped? Is that
shipped.
That makes sense.
Just shipped. I think it's okay. I think that may be okay.
Leave it at Nifty Nay to start a trend. There we go.
So long as it doesn't get tired and people don't abuse it.
Ooh, that's hot coffee.
Anyway, I think it's very exciting.
Your week? How was your week?
My week was great. I did a bunch of admin the week before, and a lot of that admin was scheduling interviews.
Oh, wow.
Because we're hiring. And so I did a lot of interviews this week.
Nice.
And, that's mostly it. How about you? How was your week?
So busy, dude. Top builder, everything.
How's that going?
It's going really, really well. We're going to go from 30 builders who I've already, grown a liking to these people.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so we're going to cut them down to 15.
Got them.
And then, it's going to be tough. We had a Spaces today. Go check it out. We're going to do some more social stuff next week, but it's going really well. They're seeing a lot of benefit from being a part of this kind of program that we're doing. It's all because we want to support the builders. People like you that watch this show, that listen to the show. That's all we want to do is just support you. That's why it's so important to give Topher a platform to show off that BitEscrow thing, dude. He's working so hard on it. What's the most impressive thing you think about that with what they're doing and how they're approaching it?
I mean, so for one, I don't understand Bitcoin script as well as Topher does. So I can't be impressed. I'm impressed with operating or building a protocol on that period. But I think just the completeness of it, given how complicated it is pretty impressive. Like, it seems to cover all the bases. If you look at the API documentation, even though I don't exactly understand what I might do when I create, because I'm not really familiar with escrow, it's all very straightforward. I imagine like the UX of the API, I feel like is really well designed. I feel like a lot of thought went into it. the care and detail.
Yeah, just knowing Topher and the type of builder he is, that's exactly what I know for fact, right? And then Tristan, he's very meticulous too when it comes to design and all that other stuff. So it's a very interesting combo of those two.
Yeah, it's like a autistic marriage. It's beautiful.
Finding a co-founder's hard, Keyan.
It is.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Come to Austin, you might find one though. The first top story is where am I? The first top story is Bitcoin's lost decade. This is a Bitcoin post, January 30th, from David W. 14 comments, 17,000 cents. Really? Wow, this is a lot of sats, especially post ETF.
Car with the ETF news. Breaking.
Post ETF.
ETF.
We're in a different paradigm. They respect us now, Keyan. You didn't know this?
Are you getting respect?
They respect the builders.
I'm not getting any more respect.
The TradFi bros and the gals, they respect the builders now, Keyan.
I haven't gotten any new respect, but I believe you. I believe that you've got it. Yeah, this is a really fun post. So it's like a fictionary kind of like forecasting about like the next. I don't know how far it goes. I think it goes to 2028. Maybe. Oh no, it goes up to 2050. He kind of does a fictionary telling of what the next couple of decades will look like in Bitcoin. And has all these charts to kind of, it kind of grounds it in reality a little bit. They're kind of familiar. Wow. And in general, I found it really interesting because one of the things that fiction does is it'll allow you to suspend your disbelief. And so it's actually a very bullish. I think it makes you like reading stories like this about Bitcoin makes you pretty bullish. Like I thought more about Bitcoin succeeding than I normally would, given that I accepted this as fiction, and then I'm going into it trying to believe things that I might not normally believe.
Oh my God, dude! Look at this, Keyan. I just bookmarked it and also zapped it 1,000.
I mean, it's very fun. I mean, there are lots of fun things in it. There are lots of interesting things in it. Like one of the fun things is, or one of the things that I found fun because it's maybe one of the sillier parts is that in the future people zap each other in like mannerisms with like sign language to like say hello and stuff as it's online zapping culture from Bitcoiners has manifested itself into person to person stuff.
Yes. Wow, dude, look, he went. Yeah, I need to read through this. This is amazing.
It's fun. It's very fun.
Wait, what is this? This looks like over monetization. Bitcoin's becoming viewed like gold. Oh yeah. This is fascinating. David W. This is David W, right?
Yep, David W. Car's in a clapping mood today. Look up.
Golly, dude.
It's ready to be an audience member.
This is incredibly bullish. Incredibly bullish. You're taking off, Topher? Oh, okay.
Did you forget? Oh, the water.
Here, give me one of these just in case you guys don't come back from where you're going.
What are you guys gonna do? You guys gonna go catch crocodiles or something? I don't.
Oh my God.
Austin's famous river crocodiles.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
You mean you're going to Canada?
We're going to Canada. So the
that makes a bunch of sense.
top comment was from Natalia. She said, later, dude, I was wondering where David W. go, and then she says, when I can use Bitcoin for everything I need, earning and spending. To be honest, I could not care less about all the big companies or nation states adopting Bitcoin, waiting for others to make that happen. Why not start from yourself? Huh. What do you think about that? Do you think ignore it and build?
Ignore it and build.
I think that's what she's trying to say. I could be wrong.
No, I mean, I think she's mostly saying that the version of hyper Bitcoinization that she imagines is when she can live on a Bitcoin standard and it's like, it's easy and not hard. Yeah. Basically.
I'm built that way too. I just ignore it and keep going. Keep going. Take care of your community. Brilliant take. My sats. That's good.
Brilliant.
Anyways, check it out. Monster post from David W. Where is he at on far as wow, million sats stacked over time.
He's racking them up. I mean, It only became
Zap them like it's hot.
like very, very active, I feel like, in the last like 6 months.
Yeah. Cool.
Done many great long form posts.
The next top story is troubleshooting the gap limit. This is from Natalia. Bitcoin post February 1st, 26 comments, 5,984 sats. Keyan, what is this?
It's a pretty fun problem. So Natalia like gets paid for her work in Bitcoin. So she runs a BTC pay server to accept the Bitcoin, and it seems like she got a payment that arrived at her BTC Pay server that said it was on her BTC Pay server. But when she went to look at her Blue wallet, her watch only Blue wallet that watches the XPub associated with this BTC Pay server, the payment didn't show up, and so she describes why in this post, and it's regarded as the gap limit problem, which is where these light wallets don't watch all the addresses that an XPub can potentially generate. And so once it goes over, the gap limit is usually set to 20 on these wallets. And this payment to Natalia was apparently the 21st. And so she exceeded the gap limit and her wallet did not check for it. She just goes through her whole thinking process, because like the other possible cause of a problem like this is where the derivation path between BTC Pay and her watch only wallet were different, and that way that would be watching like the wrong address space.
How do you avoid that, Keyan?
Well, she does it, and she tells you here. She says that you should increase the gap limit on, I guess, on your where she's in the Electrum console.
Okay.
Yeah.
And yeah, because that's a separate app, right? That you'll run alongside your BTC Pay server, or is that integrated into BTC Pay server? This is how little I know about BTC Pay server.
I'm not exactly sure. I don't use Electrum much myself.
Just use that, right? Like, I mean, yeah, self sovereignty, all that stuff. If that's what you want to do, go for it. But like for me, just let me module in, man. Like, I think
what it is her Blue wallet is connected to her Electrum server, and her Electrum server had this 20. Had their gap limit set to 20, and so she changed it to 100, and then it showed up in her Blue wallet. So that, I don't think, I mean, you could use Zap, right? I think that's fine, but
because you
problems like this are more fundamental.
Because you could still connect your BTC Pay server with Zap, right? That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I would still suffer.
You think she would still suffer from the same thing?
Yeah.
Even if she had like an LND node connected to the...
This isn't a BTC Pay server problem. This isn't specific
this
to
is a Lightning problem.
No, this is not a Lightning problem either, because this isn't about Lightning. This is on-chain Bitcoin.
Oh, well then.
Yeah, this is about a light wallet, on-chain light wallet, and not going very deep into the address space to check for potentially paid or addresses that potentially have money in them.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's like a resource saving thing on light wallets, and it's fixed by a configuration change.
So she contacted Darthcoin to see what he thinks. He told me that it could be.
This is the derivation problem. Yeah, that it could also cause this.
I thought that's how the Bitcoin XPub was built. You have multiple accounts within that one address, right? Or am I?
Yes, that's true.
Okay.
Yeah, but there are multiple ways that you can get multiple accounts in an address, multiple addresses from a single address, more or less, or from a single seed. And it's like, it's basically saying, how do I want you to derive these addresses from the address that you gave me, or the seed that you gave me?
Yeah. Let's see what the top comment was. Oh, Darthcoin. Wow. Did he come back? I guess he did. I'm so glad you figured it out and also learned new things. This is the spirit of a real Bitcoiner. Very good follow-up guide. Well done. Hope others will learn from this experience. I was quite freaked out when you told me your BTC could be hacked. Yeah.
Yeah, following the hack that happened to the Ellen Bank plugin recently, I could see why he immediately jumped to that being bad.
I love the attention to detail that she did here. I'm still confused by it. Like to be completely honest.
Well, I mean,
I'm confused.
You're relying on my explanation and not, and but if you read it, I think.
No, I'm saying it's really hard to like understand. Even reading it is what I'm saying. Not that she did a bad job documenting. It's just like it's hard to understand that.
Oh yeah, the problem. Yeah, this kind of the Bitcoin stuff. Yeah, it is very technical.
This is Tony. So Tony got something. He says it's hard to communicate such things on the wallet side too. Would be painful to always try syncing hundreds of addresses each time the user opens the wallet. That's why we have a resync button in our admin settings of the wallet that goes up to 150. Otherwise, it's just the next 10 to 20 addresses, and even that's too much in my opinion. What does he mean there? Because on the Muni wallet, he has a. Why would you need to go up to 150?
Well, because the default in many of these wallets is, as explained in the post, is 20. And so with Mutiny Wallet, their limit is much higher. It's at 150 to avoid this gap limit problem.
Oh.
And he thinks that doing 10 to 20 is excessive, I guess. I think it probably looks at like what the latest address that has money in it is, and then looks for the next 10 to 20 addresses, because it assumes that they'll be paid sequentially. I don't know why that's super expensive, unless that's exponential somehow. But I haven't implemented a wallet before, so I don't know.
The stuff that you don't know. I didn't know this.
This is old school on-chain Bitcoin stuff, dude.
Yeah, I was expecting a Lightning problem. Everybody's so bearish on Lightning, so I was like, okay, we got another Lightning problem. Anyways, most impressive indeed. The next top story is, can Nostr fix app distribution? This is Fran Zappa. Nostr post, January 29th, 29 comments, 25K boost, 39,000 sats. Wow.
This is a really good post.
Thank you for your sats, Fran Zappa. Appreciate you.
Yeah.
I went right to the community.
Yeah, to the reward pool. Overall, this is a great post breaking down like both the upside to the app stores, like the things that app stores do right, and the things that app stores do wrong, like where they have a deficit. It describes the security model that app stores have very thoroughly, linking to quite a bit of auxiliary material on how they make their app store secure. In addition to describing, some of the privacy problems that the app stores don't really address, and then but overall attempting to, like, the motivation being, how can Nostr maybe supplant an app store in terms of app distribution? And I think he makes a pretty interesting case that Nostr would do a pretty good job of it, given that they're not going to build a social application within an app store. But if you already have a social graph that's open and accessible, and you're building an app store, like a next generation app store, why wouldn't you use that open, accessible social graph? And that open, accessible social graph is Nostr's.
Interesting. They have a Craig Raw post here. There's still a scam Sparrow Wallet app on the Apple App Store, despite myself and others having reported it weeks ago. Worse, you have to install it to report it. Always go to the wallet's website to find the link. Oh, that's good advice. Didn't they do that to Damus too?
Yeah, it's a common problem, the kind of spoofing.
Yet another Bitcoin theft. The Apple App Store for iOS has published a range of fraudulent Bitcoin wallet apps. Oh man, that's sad to see.
It's really sad to see when they reject so many legitimate applications for trivial things, but then they, the fraudulent ones, they get in somehow.
It's the Apple Vision future that they want. Imagine a world where we only had app stores for software distribution, where you need permission to ship software to your users. It's pretty sad. I agree.
It's like early internet.
We got 0FJE0. One of the most informative posts I've seen on Stacker News, full of rabbit holes, and I appreciate the OP doesn't claim to have all the answers. Highly recommend reading.
Yeah, it was very good.
Yeah. Any other takes on it, Keyan? What do you think? I mean, is it just, what do we do? Is there something to do? Do we ignore Apple? Do we go build our own phones? What do we do?
Well, there's no real. I mean, you can ignore them if you want. I think it just we need a better alternative. I think if you really want something like Apple to die, someone needs to build something that people want more than Apple. That's, compete with them in the market and beat them. You're not gonna, if you want to, you can talk on your podcast all day about boycotts and, Android only or graphene only or whatever. Like it doesn't matter much. It has to be better. That's what's going to get average people. Because the average person isn't listening to your podcast as big as your,
yeah, that's true.
ego might think.
Yeah, that's true. No one's listens to this podcast except for my sister.
Except your sister.
She might build the next iPhone.
We have a big female audience, specifically women that know car.
They might use Legos.
They love this podcast.
See, even Nifty's laughing. You never know. My nieces could be watching this, and you're like, Car, I'm gonna go build Satoshi Pocket for you. I'm like, cool, go do it. You never know, Keyan.
Well, get your nieces into Wolf, dude.
Whoa, too young. All right, this is cool. Also, I should mention, Damas just launched their Purple. Yeah, so if you haven't, go show your support to Will. He needs it. Definitely.
Send some sats.
Amazing. The next top story is just shipped Base 58's crypto plus SIGs online course. What? This is a BitDevs post. Why would you drop it in BitDevs, though? Why would you drop it in BitDevs?
It's her own territory.
It's her own territory.
Do you want to talk about this one?
This is from Nifty Nate. She's eating right now. Okay. She's literally eating.
You can bring your fries.
21 comments.
Nifty's busy.
8,007. Keyan's like, come on my show, please.
Well, no, I like to invite everyone who has a story who's here.
We'll take care of it.
I'm not as desperate as that, but
it's okay, Keyan. So, what is this about? I have no idea what's going on here.
You do, though. You're here all the time.
I didn't even know about this. Whoa, this got shipped. Oh my god.
Just shipped.
What? And there's a video. Look at that graphic. School of Engineering. Is that Nifty Nate?
Welcome back to Base 58's Bitcoin Developer
So
Basics.
personal.
I'm your host, Nifty
Look
Nye,
at that.
Covering
That's professional.
Cryptography and signatures.
Yeah. So Nifty
photography is
launched
super
the
exciting.
second
Bitcoin is
course
called a
in her
cryptocurrency
Bitcoin
for a
Developer
reason.
series, and Car went over the list that I would read to say what's in the series because he's watching the video.
I think keep going. I'll tell you that. I think the coolest
Okay,
thing
so
about this
it'll be listed here where private and public key pairs come from. You'll implement ECDSA, and you'll learn everything about SIG hash flags, and then also op multisig at the end. She gave away 1,000 free seats in the class, which were exhausted very fast.
Oh wait, is it still free? Oh no, I already have it. I got the free one. But how do I?
You took a seat from?
Of course I did.
From other plebs.
Oh, of course I did. Let me take out
Free
this
stuff.
one. Got to support, man.
I mean, but really cool. It went really
fast.
fast.
Go back to this.
Shows the demand out there.
Oh no, you got to buy it now. You got to buy it. Stackers. Huh?
It's still
half off. Oh, it's half off. She just said right now it's half off. Till when? 4 hours from now, Stackers. Go out and get it.
Get it. These
Saba's telling you to get it too. Look, the puppies are telling you. So 9.5 hours. Are you going to take it, Keyan?
I would take it. I don't know if I'm going to take it soon. I think I need a vacation, and I'll have to re-educate myself.
Yeah.
Or for like Bitcoin on-chain stuff, educate myself the first time because I haven't done a very good job so far.
Yeah, definitely go out there and get it. It looks like the top comment was from Nifty. She said, and the free sign-up period ended. Yeah, we already said that. You got Pseudo Random said, this is amazing, Lisa. Looking forward to diving into this. Fiat Bad said, thanks so much for this. I'm strongly considering signing up for your in-person class. Ooh. Haven't pulled the trigger because financial reasons. Do you recommend finishing that course before starting this one on Udemy? Do they build on each other? And then she says, a dev basics class is the same material as the 2 Udemy classes. So no, not really building, just going through the same material twice. There you go.
Yeah, I mean, what's amazing about these is, a few years ago, stuff like this wasn't available.
Dude, I was talking to Jimmy about it.
Yeah.
He literally said there was nothing.
Yeah.
There was nothing out there.
It's just now all this stuff is out there.
That's the wild thing.
It's very economical.
There's so much.
You can learn at your own pace at home, and
there's really no excuse not to learn about Bitcoin these days. No excuse. She should be charging a lot more for that, but yeah. This is the last. Is this the last one?
This is the last top story of the week.
This is the last one. Have you tried living without a smartphone? This is the ideas from the Edge territory. What the heck? January 27th from a Max A. Webster.
Max founded that
49
territory.
comments, 10,000 sats. What is this, Keyan?
This is about living without a smartphone. And I bet most people haven't, especially most young people haven't lived without a smartphone, or people who were born maybe in the last 20 years, because it's just like a fundamental part of life now. But it sounds like Max gave it a try, and I think his old phone broke, he said, and then what he did was he used like a dumb phone, like a primitive old phone from a long time ago, and found some qualitative improvements in his life.
What is this? AI's cocaine.
But then but ultimately had to go back to an iPhone and try, and with that experience in hand, he got a smaller phone, and he now keeps it on black and white mode and removed infinite scroll applications from it. So
this is where this kind of goes back to the original thing we were talking about, like with the App Store. I think Bitcoiners just need their own. I was telling somebody about it earlier this week. It was like, we need our own pocket watch for the 21st century. And I think that's going to be a Bitcoin wallet, like an offline Lightning wallet. This is where I think there's two devices there. I think there's this offline Lightning wallet, and then I think there's this phone.
You mean an online Lightning wallet?
Online, whatever, offline, whatever you want to. Yeah, sure. But what I'm trying to say, I think they're two separate things. Because at a certain point, this is not going to become trustworthy anymore as far as like putting your Bitcoin on it or even walking around with that. That's just what I believe. And I think we're going to need a separate hardware device just for our money, and just for Bitcoin. Personally, I would feel a lot more safer, and especially if it was like air gapped or something. And I think this goes to maybe what he's saying. As Bitcoiners, is he really asking, like, are we trying to live without a smartphone, or are we trying to live without like Apple and the Googles of the world? I don't know.
Oh, you saw? I didn't really see the Apples and the Googles. I think for me, it's he's talking about the distraction of having a phone. If you look at a lot of the applications that Bitcoiners are making, especially in the social media, they're actually all of a lot of the patterns are very similar. So to think that Bitcoiners are going to make apps that are less addictive and are healthier, I'm not sure we have much evidence of that. I mean, we can believe that, we can have that optimism, but I'm not so sure. Like the incentives are still the same around a lot of applications. I mean, we're not at the stage yet where a lot of these applications are monetizing. Are they going to monetize with ads? Are they going to be trying to get you to spend as much time on them as possible?
But if you had a device that was just like a Bitcoin air gap device, right? And you had an app store built in there, decentralized app store theoretically, right? And then you had like a fountain in there, you had a Stacker News, like all these PWAs, whatever you want to do, right? And you had a physical device that just did Bitcoin stuff. Do you not think there would be different usage for that? Completely different than this. At that point, why would you carry around one of these other than just the phone?
Because Apple still makes a better phone. They make a better device and phone and like software
even with
services.
Even with all the things that it's doing to us already at this point, the 30%, the spying, the surveillance. I mean, even with all that, you don't think we're reaching a breaking point though at some point?
No, I don't think we've reached a breaking point yet. It doesn't matter. That the reason why they can extort us for 30% and the reason why they can do all this invasive stuff privacy wise is because there's no alternative that's better. Yes, all those things count, but people care more about their experience on the user experience on their phone, and that all their friends have the same device, and that all the apps they want are there, and their TikTok videos look good. That's what they care about. And if the Bitcoin version of that isn't better, it just says we're Bitcoin and we are cooler because we give you a discount on stake or something. I just don't think it translates to being a superior phone. It's not enough to just be Bitcoin. It has to be better. Adding Bitcoin can make it better. It's in one dimension, but if the iPhone's better in thousands of other dimensions, it doesn't matter.
I don't know. I see two different paths here, and they just kind of go alongside each other. I see what you're talking about, and I think that's going to be fruitful for those types. So I do see another path emerging, and I think that's already taken place. I mean, it's happening in our backyard. I think there is going to be a need for a separate path, and I don't know what that looks like. I don't know, but if David W's thing comes into fruition, Keyan, then all those companies that aren't holding Bitcoin aren't going to be around. I mean,
I don't think Bitcoin is going to be the deciding factor for them. I don't think it's the fact that they don't hold Bitcoin that's going to make them fail, because they have so much money and they're so ahead financially and in so many other ways that they can acquire Bitcoin at any point. Yes, at a great fiat cost maybe, but
so we were at that talk last night and they were kind of talking through this, and I don't want to go into this whole thing, but I just want to get a point across. But I think Jimmy explained it perfectly. Like, the whole Weimar thing, they were still saying like everything was fine a month in before everything collapsed. So, the backstop for a lot of these countries right now, like Lebanon and all these other places that he was saying, there is the US dollar. So like what happens when, the 4 billion war chest that Apple has is absolutely worth peanuts? That's all I'm saying.
I would guess that there were companies that were in Germany when the inflation happened in Germany, or the Weimar stuff, Weimar Republic.
That would be interesting to look into.
And I bet they still survived. The ones that were good survived. I bet they continued going on, because they're not only storing cash, they're also storing IP. They're storing culture. They're storing so many other things that aren't just
that's interesting.
An asset. A monetary asset.
I had the top comment, which is surprising. It says, no, it sounds near impossible at this point to live without one. But interesting enough, these days I find myself turning it completely off. Yeah, that's what I do. Turn it off. Not right now, though.
Oh, you just read your own comment. I see. I was like, what? I was like, I thought you were agreeing with someone. And I'm like, oh, it's you.
I was the top one. I'm never the top one.
Yeah, I haven't done this in a while. But my phone.
What's your phone habits these days?
My phone is like 6 years old, so it kind of barely works, and my SIM card constantly disconnects because it's like loose or something. So it really doesn't work. It really doesn't work, and that's kind of nice. I mostly just go on it to check Stacker News, and that's basically.
So it's just one app on your phone.
Primarily just one app. I check my email. I check my Signal and Telegram, mostly for Stacker News related stuff. My life is
I mostly check Stacker News a lot. I'll check Damas, and
I'll go.
I don't pay attention to Twitter, only to post stuff. It's LinkedIn at this point. So pretty much it. And then obviously email and stuff. We're boomers, Keyan. Millennial boomers. This is what we are.
We are boomers.
Do you have? So you don't have any top stories? I didn't have any top stories.
My top story was Topher.
Okay, so I didn't have a top story. Stackers.
We also have Meta this week. I don't. Think,
oh, you do?
I don't think you.
All right, we can cover Meta. Let's go into it.
I mean,
so that's all the top 5 stories of the week. Stackers. We're going to jump into our top stories, which we don't have.
Which we did have. That was Topher, the BitEscrow.
I thought that was breaking news. And then you have the cross posting thing. Is that the one you're talking about?
No. That is a Meta. That's not in the top. That's not top for the week. I don't think. This is just, you're in another territory. The top stories were scores being asked. When you post comment on Stacker News, do you think about how many sats you'll earn? And I thought that was a great question.
Oh yeah, we can bring that one up.
Like what frame of mind are people in?
I don't see it anywhere. Where is that? Scores me. Let's see if we got search going.
Less than 10%. I mean, we're asking people to kind of self-describe themselves, which is prone to all kinds of errors. But less than 10% say that they do it intentionally to stack sats, or AKA ass milking, as Darthcoin would call it.
That's the one you're talking about right there.
3% went for the the kind of trolley answer of stacking sats on.
I like sats, but I post what I want. That's what I put.
Yeah, that's what I did too.
Most stackers agree with that.
Yeah,
I think in the early days I was there just for the community, not the sats.
What's interesting is the community. I think the community is shaped by the money, and so I wonder. So if you remove the money, if somehow the money were like separate, I want like it couldn't influence the community. I wonder if it would be the same. I'm not sure.
Who knows? That's for you to figure out, Keyan.
Yeah, I just thought it was a really good post. There's a lot of great comments in there for someone who's like interested in like the potential.
Oh yeah. So Goldenrod
psychological
Script
effects.
said, for me, there's a lot of nonsense on Reddit, and I've been a lurker for a while. I only recently decided to post because my wife is interested in discussing Bitcoin, but not to the level that I'd be able to chat about it on here. I went down the rabbit hole of money and health, and she took the health baton. Yeah. I think, dude, like, I think there's some amazing just like historic Reddit posts that's just inside of Google, and I think those are very valuable. But I do think somebody should make they should just get like all the top historic Reddit posts and find a way to get them into like a GBT agent or something. I don't know. It just to me
that's already like most of what ChatGPT is trained on is.
Oh, okay. To me, that seems
Reddit.
more of like a viable era for Reddit at this point, because right now it's just like a dumpster, absolute dumpster there.
There was Fred Wilson wrote a post about this. And
I'm also entirely biased, so there's that.
I think Fred Wilson wrote a post about AI and Reddit and how he thinks the future of like
Totally
content monetization will be companies like OpenAI paying Redditors for. I think it's complete bullshit. I don't think it'll happen.
Digital commodity.
I don't think. It doesn't make any
We've
sense.
talked about
to me.
that before. It's like the information is like what do they say, the new oil or whatever. We've talked about this before.
Like I could see if it's somehow legally mandated, OpenAI would pay people whose content it's taking in, but then you need some kind of communication mechanism. So is the government going to mandate use of Bitcoin to do that?
Of course they are. Of course they are, because they want to gatekeep everything, bro. Of course they are.
Of course they aren't gonna. Oh, you mean
no? Because they want to keep the incumbents in. Like that's how that works. It's cronyism.
no? I was talking about the money part.
Oh, the money
like
part.
how do you pay content creators when you post a blog article that only gets 10, really has 10 readers?
I think
is
it's
OpenAI really going to pay you for that?
No, I think it's already working now. This is what you do. Like you build your own platform on Ghost or whatever. You share it with the community. Stacker News. You get sats from both. Every once in a while, you want to do like a Jimmy Song post. You do it there. Get feedback. Stuff like that.
Yeah, this is a separate thing from what I'm describing. I'm describing Fred Wilson's AI post where he says that AI companies will pay content creators to train their AI with their content. And that's what I'm saying is not.
Somebody post this? Oh, here it goes. So it's just a blog posted this? Union Square Ventures, Fred Wilson thinks AI interest resembles crypto.
No, this is not it.
Okay. We'll post it on Stacker News.
We talked about it on Stacker News, I think, earlier this week.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I think KR posted it. But he took an idea I think that's present in Chris Dixon, is like a Andreessen Horowitz crypto guy. One of the chapters in his book goes over this, and this is how he thinks like the new internet will be paid for or something, and it'll use Web3 and stuff. But you can change a few words and turn any crypto article into a bullish Bitcoin article. And so even if we do that with Chris Dixon's piece and Fred Wilson's opinion, I'm not sure. It doesn't make sense to me, because if I'm training an AI, I don't want to pay anyone. I want to do it for free, because anyone I pay for their content, I then have to pass on to the consumers of my AI, because it's going to cost me more money. And so what you'll have is maybe OpenAI will pay for it, but then they'll become uncompetitive because someone else will be training AI without paying, and I don't know. I think it's a little bit, a little bit of a fantasy, personally.
Well, I had Jimmy on the pod yesterday, and releasing it on Sunday, but he talks a lot about this kind of, I don't know, what's the right word? It's the most appropriate word here, I guess. It's not hopium. It's more like, I don't know what you would call that.
Greed?
No, it's not greed. Well, it's more just like, just listen to the pod. He explains it better than I could. Anyways, it's a great week on Stacker News. Really
Oh,
good.
yeah. It was a fun one. I
Let's
had fun.
jump into the top.
You're in tech right now. Yeah.
I know, this is always throwing me off every time.
Yeah, it needs to be
Top stackers of the week.
updated.
KR.
Super stat
Anita.
segment.
Wait, oh yeah, we forgot to talk about the Anita one, dude. That was epic.
Oh my gosh, that was I think it dropped. That was a top story, and then it dropped off because of
This one, dude.
Yeah, because it was
Just real quick.
It was a week ago.
Do you want to talk about this?
Um,
You read it, right? Anyway, she did a whole kind of rundown all these Lightning wallets in Zimbabwe. Yeah, and this is the thing here. I think she had green. So she tested it with Blixt, Mutiny, Green, Phoenix, Zeus, Water Satoshi. It looks like she left out Water Satoshi. I was talking to Evan about this week. Zeus scored really low, but trade-offs.
yeah, I think they just went off the. She just got
She
out of
looks
the
so peaceful
cutoffs.
right there. Look at that. That looks like fun.
I'll have to include this article in the newsletter because I think it was just a timing issue where she posted it last Friday, like right as we were doing the podcast. I think, or there's some other issue, but this should have been a top story.
Definitely check out the post stackers. It's really good.
Oh, this was pinned by someone. That's why. Oh,
I don't know what you mean.
see the pin in the upper left hand corner.
So what does
And
that
it
mean?
took it out of top. Well, so the other meta for this week is that we introduced post pinning and comment pinning.
Where's that at?
That is in,
I'm so disorganized today.
go to home. Just hit the back button. You already have top post week in the far left tab.
Here. Yeah, there you go. Where's the pin at?
It says SN release post and comment pinning. No, what are you going to comments for?
I'm trying to.
What do you just go? It's okay. So see SN release.
Oh, there it goes. Gotcha.
Yeah. So we released the ability. Territory founders can now pin posts in their territory. So you can pin 3 posts, kind of like the daily discussion thread or the saloon is pinned.
Oh, wait. So that's what you're saying that threw it off then? Because it got pinned in somebody's territory?
It got pinned in someone's territory,
Oh.
and because it was pinned in someone's territory, it got removed from top.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so that's a
How
problem.
do we fix that?
Well, Exeus was working on it, and then I told
Get
him
on
to
it, Exeus.
I told him to stop
EK.
because I wasn't sure what needed.
That's funny.
to happen.
He goes by EK, so you got EK, KR, Coob,
Yeah, or
Funny.
KK.
Kim Kardashian.
Yeah, but anyway, and you as a person who posts a story or a discussion or a link or whatever, you can also pin comments in your threads. That's the meta.
I go
but,
here whenever I want to get happy.
Not perfect yet.
I go to Siggy's territory here whenever I just want to be happy.
Look at dogs.
Yeah,
Why don't you get a puppy?
Can't afford them. They're so wild, man.
They're wild, or do you say wild or expensive? I think you meant to say
They're wild and expensive.
Okay.
Yeah, stacking coin. The next top. No, that's it. So we need to go back to stackers. This has been the most. You see what happens when we have like breaking news? It throws off my whole thing. It literally threw me off.
You do seem
I'm
somewhere
like
else.
so
I don't know.
like I'm just so confused right now. I don't have my flow key on.
I know. I don't know what's going on either.
It's okay. We don't have breaking news all
That's
the time.
day. You want to go to week now?
Oh my god. I'm sorry, stackers. I'm still learning how to use stacker news after 3 years. All right, we got Anita, Undisciplined, Great Ruby, Crypto Sensei, Franzap, Elvis Mercury, Max Webster. Look at that guy.
Yeah, lots of stats sacked. We've
He's your biggest fan.
he is. I mean, he literally gave me $1 million. So. Like a little more than $1 million. So I think.
Hey, look,
that's
Pleb
true.
Lab's in there too. Nice. Good one. Now we're going to go into the most boring segment in Bitcoin, but it's kind of getting better now because Carmen's almost leading. So, yes, segment in Bitcoin. The Cowboy segment. Keyan. KR, what are you doing, bro? KR is just messing with us now. I'm sorry, Ben.
Yeah, looks like KR is in the lead. I mean, I think there are several. I know my cowboy hat's hidden, and I haven't
But did
lost
he already
it.
hit his? Did he already hit his?
Look at his streak. He's
367.
He's crossed the year.
Yeah. All right. Turn it off, KR. Turn it off.
Orthworm probably up there too.
Gosh, Ben Carmen 3 though.
But I would say Siggy is probably still up there as well.
Dark Horse.
I'm up there.
Dark Horse. Man. God, you're gonna owe me 50,000
Anyway,
sats.
people are maintaining it. It's nice to see.
50,000 sats, Keyan. Get ready. Ben Carmen, you keep doing what you're doing. What did Ben post this week? Like, what is he
I
doing?
think he mostly commented this week.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah, I didn't see any. I mean, usually when he posts,
Oh, there he goes. Never heard of these guys before. Do you know them? Yeah, this is awesome. Anyways, give it up for Ben Carmen.
Zap, zap, zap. I think I got hit with one. I can feel it.
Cool.
Yeah, well, that's our top. Our
The
top
Cowboys. I mean, the Cowboys segment is going. It's actually getting pretty interesting now. There's some shuffling going around, so there might be some tomfoolery going on there.
People are trying to get. You have to respect people's privacy, Car. They don't want you to know they have a cowboy hat.
That's fine. I just want Ben to number one. Let's make it happen, Stackers. KR, you know what to do. Earthworm, I don't know. I think Ben. If KR turns off his hat, I do think Ben will overtake Earthworm.
You mean naturally, or Earthworm will hide it?
No, naturally.
I don't think so. Earthworm posts every day in the Daily Saloon. He posts a snail every day.
If we get to 100K tomorrow, he's gonna stop posting.
I'm not so sure. Maybe he'll do a different. Maybe it won't be a snail anymore. Maybe a slug till 200K. Or slug a day till
Earthworm,
200K.
we get 100K, turn off your cowboy hat or stop posting. Go to Reddit. I'm just kidding. Oh man, Keyan. It's been a long week, dude. I'm so tired.
I know. We can all tell. We can tell.
I'm so tired. So ready to go home and sleep.
What are you gonna do?
I just want to sleep. Just want to sleep. What is? I'm sorry, Stackers. What do we? Yeah, I think that's it. What else do we got?
We don't got anything else.
Cool.
We went through everything we do.
Keyan.
Yeah. All right.
What are you doing this weekend?
What am I doing this week? I am. Oh, that's right. I have a workshop tomorrow.
Oh yeah.
Right.
I forgot. Why did I show this?
Because I work for Car, and Car demanded I arrive.
So we're doing Top Builder, as everybody knows. It's an amazing thing.
We need a new logo.
Keyan is where is he at? Right there. Wait, it's not loading. Wait, is it loading? No. Where is it at? Anyway, let me just go to the GitHub. Just go to the GitHub.
What's on the GitHub? What are we doing on the GitHub now?
We're doing it on the GitHub. Your workshop right here.
I'm not giving a workshop though. So
You're not. It's just a MVP AMA.
I'm gonna show up. I'm gonna say just ship it, and then I'm gonna drop the mic and I'm gonna leave.
You got me laughing so hard. I broke the mic. This is how funny you were. Yeah, check it out tomorrow. Stackers, you'll be streaming on all the socials. Yeah, thank you for your service, Keyan. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna start like spending more time studying like urban planning, just for the heck of it. It feels like it's potentially related to some of the territory stuff.
Wait, what? Wait, hang on. Keep talking, because now this is interesting.
Yeah, that was something that was like.
Why didn't we talk about this sooner?
Well, because it just occurred to me today that this might be, because I like learning random stuff, and
Keep talking about it.
but I especially like learning random stuff when it's like somewhat in the periphery of things I'm actively working on and thinking about. And I think learning about urban planning at a very high level, like very cursory, not in a serious way, but like, if I'm going to watch a documentary, watch an urban planning documentary.
That's fascinating.
If I'm going to read a nonfiction book, read an urban planning nonfiction book.
Yeah, because you can apply those to Stacker.
And it's also just interesting, even if it doesn't apply to Stacker News. It's interesting.
But so I do that too, where I'll read something else to get ideas and then apply it to whatever I'm doing. That's what I do. That's all I do is try.
That's all everyone does.
Oh, really?
That's
okay.
That's what I do.
That's how it works. Okay, cool. I didn't know that. That's all I do. Like I'll try to apply these different things to whatever I'm working on.
It's where ideas come from. Is inputs. You get inputs, and your brain takes the inputs and turns them into outputs.
I do find the faster thing though is just to ask people and get the information straight from the source. That's like the fastest way to the faucet, I guess.
Yep.
But I think you do need to take that and then go and think long and hard. You've talked about it. I've seen you in your meditative state. Like you just sit there and think. It's so weird, but it happens.
Thinking is very strange.
But you look strange when you do it, though.
I just look strange as a human.
Makes sense. No, that's interesting. I was talking to somebody in the lab, and we can kind of talk about this because I think, and this is a theory. I want you to shoot it down because you're the person to shoot down stuff like this. Do you think there's something about this whole digital? Because what you did here on Snacker News really kind of changed the game for me. I'm still kind of thinking through it a little bit, especially the Agoria territory, which we don't really bring up very often. But I think there's something going on here where I think it's probably going to be the most valuable territory. And I'll tell you why, and shoot down this theory, but just kind of what they're building, this kind of like, because I initially got in thinking that we were going to create this value for value economy in the real world. Like, and I think a lot of us thought that was going to happen. I talked to Michael about this. Like, I literally thought that's how we were going to do it. We were just going to do value for value in the real world. But now I'm getting into this world, and I need to write this out, but I think we're moving into this world where turns out the value for value economy was always just going to happen online through these online communities. And Stacker News is a perfect example of that. And then also with the Agoria thing, that just kind of threw it for another type of like loop the other way. And so if it's like Inception. It's like 2 levels down. Am I making sense? Can you parse that data? And
yeah, no, I mean, I've had the same thought. I believe Bitcoin adoption, if it's going to happen, it happens among internet native people first for a reason, because it's like this digital thing, and people who spend a lot of time on computers are going to be a little more receptive to it. And so I think Bitcoin's real adoption or significant adoption among normal people will happen on the internet first, and not be an in-person adoption. Even if that's what we want, we dream for the state.
That's literally what we were trying to do.
Step aside.
Yeah.
I actually don't feel that way. I mean, I'd love it to be that way too. My guess is it happens on the internet first, and then the internet takes the lead, and then it happens in person afterward. Yeah.
So that's interesting you're thinking that, because I've kind of switched over to thinking that it was going to happen in the real world, and I realized actually no, it's going to happen online first. Stacker News is a perfect example. Fountain's a perfect example. All the Zebedee stuff is a perfect example. Maybe this was already plain as day, but I just wasn't paying attention to it. And I think the next thing that really blew my mind was when you release the territories, because then it was like, okay, yeah, you have the value for value stuff, you have the circular economy on this community, right? The next cool thing was the digital, I don't want to say the R word, but that portion, the digital land that's attached to that community that infinitely scales. So that was the thing that just blew my mind. Now at any point, you could literally have an online community similar to Stacker News that could literally do the same thing, that could then make these digital lands, it's basically almost like a based version of I don't know what I'm trying to say, but it's just like a more, I don't know, what am I trying to say? It's like, do you understand what I'm trying to say?
I just understand what you're trying to say.
It's just hard because I really haven't thought these things out and haven't written it down yet.
Yeah. Real world things are reaching the internet. I think that's more so the direction that things will go. Is that more of the trend seems to be that more of the things that we traditionally did in person happen online over time. That's like basic, since the introduction of the internet, that seems to be the way things go.
Right.
And there's lots of people, like sunning their balls, eating raw liver, who think that the internet is actually going to disappear. It's going to be a background thing in our lives, and we're really, going to not be using it much, and we're all just going to be, go back to a more hunter-gatherer-esque lifestyle. I just don't. That's clear. That's clearly not. It's not happening in a large way. I think it would be healthier if we went that way. It's not what people want on an emotional level, and emotions are like, the motivation for most of human behavior. So,
do you think there's this digital land grab then right now around these communities? It has to be created. There has to be. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Like,
yeah. Well, I don't know. I don't think the only digital land worth having is Bitcoin. You know what I mean? Like, that is what all that's in my opinion, that's what all digital land will be grounded in, is Bitcoin. And so there will be, there will be digital land, like quote unquote digital land, like territories, but fundamentally that is, you know, you will either value that digital land because of the community that's there. It'll be grounded in maybe the community, or it'll be because it's grounded in the Bitcoin revenues that it spits off.
That's what I think is the most fascinating thing that we've that at least I'm starting to very grapple right now, is just that possibility that what if there's multiple, like what if Fountain made podcast version of a territory or whatever that is. Like you were seeing it with Wave Lake, and their version of a territory is a playlist for, you know, or whatever that's going to be. Like you're already kind of seeing this, and these infinitely scale from like a, you know, from like a business perspective, right? Like, do you know what I mean? As far as like, do you know what I'm trying to say? Like as far as the sats flow that it's going to generate, I don't know, man. It just really got me like breaking my mind around it, and then at that point it becomes a thing where like, why would you mine Bitcoin? Like, why would there be pleb miners other than the self sovereignty and all that stuff? Why wouldn't you just go and earn it online and all these things? It's a weird shift that I'm seeing right now, and it hasn't happened yet. Doesn't mean that it's gonna happen.
It'll happen like 10 years from now.
But it it's starting to peer just above the horizon, and it's like, wait, is that somebody walking towards us? Or you know what I mean? And it's a mirage maybe. Something I've been thinking a lot about since you launched Territories, and I don't fully have it fleshed out yet, but it's definitely interesting.
It feels like there's something there. Like one of the intuitions I've developed as a founder is to like, you know, like when you're like walking, if you like walk over a carpet, or like even if you're wearing a shoe, you can feel like a rock underneath your shoe. That's kind of like, I know that even though I'm not touching things directly, I can kind of sense that there's something there. And that's how it feels with some of the stuff. It does feel like there's something, you know, and it's just the peak, the edge of the rock.
Yeah, it's just barely. Yeah.
Anyway. I can barely feel it.
Yeah. Cool. So you didn't shoot it down, but you think there's something there. It's a mirage maybe. But
I mean, I think you haven't articulated it fully, but it sounds like we have a similar idea here. So, or a similar way of thinking about this. Yeah.
This is why we do Stacker News, for all this kind of alpha that you get. Just kidding. Now you come here for the stacking and the posting. But Keyan, what are you doing this weekend? Oh yeah, we
already talked. What are you doing this weekend?
We got a workshop tomorrow. It's my BFS first workshop this year, so gonna support that. And then just a lot of work, dude. It's a lot of work. Yeah, got to get that done.
What kind of work?
All the top builder stuff. You
got to cut teams. That's the big work.
No, it's not.
Got to get your knife sharpened.
It's
chop them up, cut them.
Like at the end of the day, like I don't want to cut these people, but it's like we have to have the number one top. There can only be one. It's like Highlander. I'm sorry, I didn't make the rules. Well, technically I did, but hey.
No, I think it's great. I think the teams will understand. I mean, if the Bitcoiners know that this is, you know, the fittest survive type of stuff, and I don't even think it's just, you know, it's not necessarily the fittest will survive. It's just it makes sense. You know, these things form natural hierarchies. It makes a lot of sense, and the people who continue on will have that much more pride at each stage if they get through. And you know, it's not like the people that got cut didn't get anything out of it.
I forgot to mention this too. Also, Andre's coming for Top Builder. He's going to come here for that round, but he's going to do the keynote. And then we have some speakers and judges, and it's going to be a whole event, dude. Like, it's going to be pretty big. You're speaking on a panel, by the way.
Yeah, I keep getting assigned.
Hey, I got Tony coming too. Look at that. Can you believe it? So yeah, it's going to be a whole thing. Definitely come to Austin. We're going to show this real quick, but yeah, it's going to be at the Commons. Whole thing. All right, Keyan. Stackers, you have yourself a great week. Go out there, build something. Start thinking through this like digital mirage thing that we were talking about. Maybe you can articulate it better than me. Maybe you already see it. I suspect there's a couple stackers that already see it too. It's just that, you know, hive mind. That's probably where I got this idea from.
Yeah, it's definitely, I think, in the zeitgeist a little bit.
100%. Cool. Keyan.
Zap.